Now on CoastTV News.
A Georgetown arrest with a stolen gun and a major drug bust in Dover. We show you the results of Delaware State Police's busy week. Route 1 roadwork starting this week, what you need to know to stay ahead of the traffic.
Well, temperatures are holding in the 30s right now across much of Delmarva, so we won't be as cold as we've been previous nights this week, and I am tracking a January thaw. We'll talk about temperatures rising into the 50s this upcoming week. My full forecast is next.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good Saturday evening. I'm Brandon Ferguson, and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Tonight, we begin in Georgetown. Delaware State Police say 35-year-old Douglas McLean was pulled over early yesterday morning for speeding and swerving on Route 113. Troopers say McLean showed signs of impairment, and after failing field sobriety test, he was arrested for DUI. A search of his car was then had, and a stolen 9mm handgun, ammunition, and cocaine was found. McLean faces multiple felony charges and is being held at Sussex Correctional Institution on a $55,702 cash bond. And just hours ago in Long Neck, a police chase led to a crash with a car that was not involved in the police pursuit. The person in the car was not involved in the chase and was trapped inside their car, then airlifted. And to help in this process, and we all know, as we get more information, visit our social media platforms and our website. On your screen now is where lane closures will be held on Route 1 between exit 79 and exit 83. This will take place from this Tuesday to February 5th. Closures will run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. During this time, a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit will be in place in the work zone. The reason for this closure is for construction of the next phase of a pipe replacement project. Delaware State Police arrested two Dover men, 36-year-old Dante Durham and 48-year-old Ernie Washington, on felony drug charges after executing a search warrant. Officers found 73 grams of cocaine, 22 grams of crack cocaine, and 566 grams of marijuana, heroin, and other drugs. Also, $8,000 in suspected drug money was found. A disturbing detail also, a child was present during these arrests. Both men face multiple charges, including drug distribution and endangering the welfare of a child. They were committed to Sussex Correctional Institution, both with over a $131,000 cash bond. The Delaware House Education Committee has rejected a bill to provide state funding for school resource officers and constables. The proposal, introduced by Representative Brian Shoup, aimed to cover up to 70% of salaries to enhance school safety. The committee cited concerns over cost and over policing, with some members favoring more investment into mental health services. Shoup says he remains committed to advocating for school safety measures. Housing on the coast comes at a high cost. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer signed an executive order to make the process of getting workforce and affordable housing easier. The aim is to create working groups in each county. Meyer says they will help improve everything from building and even permitting affordable housing. For the Milford Housing Development Corporation, they hope this solves some of their challenges.
What we hear and our challenge is that we also face a workforce shortage. So I think this executive order talks about how we need to concentrate on creating a workforce who is ready to build efficient, safe, healthy homes.
The Meyer administration says 30% of Delaware workers can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment right now. And in Rehoboth Beach, the city discussed plans for a new hotel that in part is where the former Dolly's was, as well as Zelke's Arcade and other businesses. This hotel would also come with multiple levels of underground parking. And this hotel has been proposed for years now, and yesterday it was finally approved. With this not being the first project Rehoboth has worked on in recent months, we know some people are already over the construction.
We don't need the disruption. What we do need is more tourists coming through town to fill the hotels and get retail going. We need the restaurants filled, and we need to have a good time down here. That's all we're doing in Rehoboth. I don't know that we definitely need an extra hotel at this point.
Developers will now have to get a building permit before construction begins, But this project does not have to go before Rehoboth commissioners before approval. Staying in Rehoboth Beach, when you're driving into Rehoboth Avenue and you look to your left, you see this, the Grove Park Canal dock. But officials say there are cracks in the dock's retaining wall. That, with a new 16-inch water main and an outfall pipe, fixing what's broken could cost upwards of $400,000.
If they do have a problem with the thing falling apart, you might as well can the thing. I mean, why put more money into it?
The city of Rehoboth Beach tells CoastTV the next step is once the snow melts, an additional survey will be done to see if any more shifting has gotten worse to the dock. We now take a live look into Dover from our Bay Health Kent campus camera. Our First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono joins us now. Chris, a nice day out so far.
Yes, it was. We had plenty of sunshine today. Temperatures, look at this. I mean, this is pretty good after the frigid week we've had. We got to 39 in Georgetown. We saw 40 in Salisbury, 37 in Cambridge and Easton. So we had a beautiful day, and this is actually going to kick off a mild stretch of weather here over the next few days. You can see temperatures right now holding 33 Rehoboth, 33 Bethany Beach. We're at 28 in Ocean Pines, 31 in Del Mar, and 30 in Seaford. Well, all we have to contend with here over the next 24 to 36 hours is some added cloud cover. Other than that, we are going to be talking about a little January thaw. We're going to have temperatures in the mid to upper 40s tomorrow, and then by Tuesday into Wednesday, we are going to be pushing into the low to mid to upper 50s across much of Delmarva with sunshine. So we are going to begin the week quite dry and quite pleasant. As I mentioned, some clouds tomorrow, but we will see some filtered sunshine. Not as bad as we were today. We started the day today in the teens. Tomorrow we start in the 30s, rising into the mid to upper 40s. So we're going to be right around that seasonal high of 45 degrees. Coming up, we will talk about that brief January thaw and some colder weather down the road. We'll break it all down in the full 7-day forecast here in a little bit.
Thank you, Chris. Kristi Noem is the new Department of Homeland Security Secretary. The Senate voted to confirm the South Dakota governor today in a 59-34 vote, with 8 Democrats who voted with Republicans to advance the nomination. Noem will be resigning her former post, ushering former Lieutenant Governor Larry Roden into governorship. Former Fox News anchor and Army combat veteran Pete Hegseth has been sworn in as the Secretary of Defense, following an initial Senate vote of 50-50 yesterday. Vice President J.D. Vance broke the tie today, putting Hegseth over the top and ending weeks of uncertainty of President Trump's controversial pick to lead the Pentagon. Hegseth spoke with the media after being sworn in.
We will put America first. We will bring peace through strength. And the 3 principles I talked about are what we will bring to that Pentagon. Restore the warrior ethos in everything that we do, rebuild our military, and reestablish deterrence.
Tonight, 4 Israeli hostages were released in a major test for the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The emotional moments, the 4 were reunited with their families, each racing into the arms of their parents. Hundreds of Palestinian prisoners were released also. Why Israel says Hamas is violating the ceasefire agreement, Raf Sanchez shows us those moments.
It was a Hamas production choreographed to the very last detail. 4 female Israeli soldiers marched on stage in costume uniforms, waving to the crowd, then handed to the Red Cross. And then, after 477 days in captivity, this video from the Israel Defense Forces showing the young women finally reunited with their waiting parents and flown back to Tel Aviv.
And it is hovering over the helipad now. It certainly would be large enough for those 4 female soldiers and their parents.
Israelis call them the Watchtower Girls, unarmed spotters on the Israel-Gaza border taken captive on October 7th. Liri Albag trying to speak to her captors. Albag's family invited us exclusively to be with them as they anxiously awaited news.
How are you feeling right now?
Excited.
2 of her aunts who held on for so long.
It's a big moment for us, but There are so many lives that were lost in this war, and on that day, we are so sorry.
And then Albag's mother, Shira, met her at the border, calling the family, telling them it's over. She's on her way home. But first, treatment at this Tel Aviv hospital, where officials say the women appear in good condition.
Doctors say the goal here is to provide an environment that is calm, that is quiet, and is safe for people who have been through so much.
Reunions also for Palestinian families, as 200 prisoners were exchanged for the hostages. But Israel tonight accusing Hamas of violating the deal by not freeing civilian hostage Arbel Yehud, and saying it won't allow Palestinian civilians to return to northern Gaza until her release is agreed.
We'll see more in the way of cloud cover tomorrow, but we do stay mainly dry here beginning the new week, and we're pushing the 50-degree mark. I'll let you know how long the milder temperatures will stick around in my full forecast here in a little bit.
And after the break, we have a full breakdown of everything that's happened on Delmarva this week. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers. Reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
From Maryland, a minimum wage rising to the cold temperatures affecting one local nonprofit. There was a lot going on this week here on the coast. Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, CoastTV learned that Ocean City Police have positions to fill and they need to fill them fast, but the department says applicants have been struggling to get through the background process. Tuesday, as frigid temperatures gripped the coast, a local nonprofit was granted emergency shelter status to help house the homeless for a few days. Higher Ground in Georgetown was able to get more than a dozen people off the street and keep them warm overnight during the dangerously cold conditions. Wednesday in Rehoboth Beach, concern over the Grove Park Canal dock. One commissioner says it's a, quote, useless liability, unquote, for the city. Officials say there are cracks in the dock's retaining wall and fixing everything that's wrong could cost $400,000. Thursday, CoastTV learned that Maryland lawmakers are looking to boost the minimum wage. It's $15 an hour right now. Their goal is to raise it to $20 per hour by 2030. It would also get rid of the difference between tipped and non-tipped minimum wage workers, though there's been plenty of pushback from the business community. And Friday, debate over the name for the new bridge that is going to replace the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Some want to keep the name. However, several civil rights groups, they're not on board with that. Key owned slaves in the early 1800s. Several steps have to take place before the bill comes up for a vote. For your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Well, the good news is if you're heading out to brunch tomorrow morning, we're not going to be dealing with any single-digit wind chills. We'll say so long for those for a while. We're going to be up in the mid to upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be feeling pretty good, and it's going to feel even better with the 50s in that 7-day. I'll have that for you coming up when CoastTV News at 11 comes right back.
It all started with a food truck and a dream of bringing excellent street food to our community. That dream became Tiki Jack's as we know it today. From mouth-watering street tacos to our signature sandwiches and street-inspired entrees, Tiki Jack's is the ultimate destination for comfort food by the shore. Whether you're dining out with family or looking for a fun night out with friends, stop by Tiki Jack's at Rehoboth Beach today for all your street eats and brews.
Coverage on the road, along the coast, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
Be careful when getting quotes for a new roof. There may be important things left out. Always ask, are they properly licensed and insured? Are they installing the proper amount of ice and water shield? Are they removing and replacing your siding to install new flashing? Are they checking the attic and soffit for ventilation? Are they protecting your home during installation? When you choose Spicer Brothers, you can have peace of mind that your new roof and all the details will be professionally installed for a lifetime.
To learn more, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Have you just inherited a home or property and are feeling overwhelmed? First of all, secure what's now become yours against weather, theft, and trespassers. Keep it maintained, or you could face costly repairs and fines. Keep up with the mortgage and taxes, or face foreclosure. And before you sell, if that's an option, be sure to contact a professional home buyer. Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news. Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app today.
Man, hard to believe this month is almost over. It's been a cold, snowy, icy month on Delmarva. The good news is, in the days ahead, you'll be able to maybe clean your car, get that icy and all that ice and that salt off your car. And 29 degrees currently in Salisbury. We saw highs in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. Right now, holding at 33. Milton, we're at 31. Seaford, 28 in Ocean Pines, and 34 in Bethany Beach. So we're not going to be as cold as we were this morning. As I mentioned, we fell to 13 this morning. We rose to 39. Average high is 45. The record, 74, set back in 1950. We have small craft advisories through the morning hour along the Delaware coast as well as the bay. We are free of any snow or rain. We will have a few clouds rolling in front back off to the west. That's going to be kind of falling apart as it pushes eastward here. So we're going to be pretty dry here over the next few days. Also, this is something cool to check out over the next few nights as we roll into February. You can see the planetary parade. Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, and Saturn all in alignment, and then you're going to see the moon there between Uranus and Neptune here as we go into February. So pretty cool to gaze at those planets. 29 overnight, as I mentioned, increasing clouds, so we won't be as cold as we've been in previous nights. We'll see 46 tomorrow in Milford, 46 in Rehoboth Beach, 46 in Cambridge, so right around the seasonal average for this time of year, 48 in Salisbury. So there's the clouds overnight into tomorrow morning, and we'll see a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon tomorrow, and then we'll see mostly sunny skies as we go into Monday. Monday, we're pushing mid to upper 40s as well, and it gets even warmer as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Could see some gusts tomorrow out of the west, anywhere between about 20 to 27 miles an hour, but then as we go into Monday, notice that southwesterly wind, and that is going to allow for those temperatures to rise a good 10 to 15 degrees above average. You see by Tuesday, we're at 50. Look at Wednesday, 58, but it's a short-lived thaw because we are going to see a shot of some colder air by the end of the week. There's the setup as we go into Tuesday into Wednesday. Southwesterly flow. As I mentioned, that front moves through Wednesday night, could spark a brief shower. I think the front is primarily dry, and we do stay relatively dry all next week. It's not until next Saturday into Sunday we see a system roll through, and at that point, it's in the form of rain. We're at 58 on Wednesday. Temperatures crash to 37 on Thursday, and then by next Saturday, we're at 45 with a chance of rain.
After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, Target looking to roll back some of their DEI programs. But how is Costco dealing with theirs? That's after the break.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital. Expert care every day.
Capture your favorite moments at the CoastTV photo booth. Strike a pose and snap a pic, all for free. View previous pictures and see the next event at coasttv.com under the Features tab. The CoastTV photo booth, sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Do you have stains in your carpet that won't come out? You need Horsepower Bullshot, the all-new hands-free carpet cleaner and deodorizer. Just spray, and the stain and odor go away. Got pet messes? This black light shows a urine stain is gone in just seconds. The advanced foam action formula penetrates deep to emulsify and neutralize stains and odors. It erases blood stains, makeup, juice, coffee, and more. For older and tougher stains, just give it a little rub and watch as Bullshot works its magic. Red wine spills? They're no problem for Bullshot. And watch up close as burnt bacon grease stains are obliterated right before your very eyes. Get Horsepower Bullshot for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get yours. And there's a strict limit of 3 at this low price. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com. So call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com now.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news.
Target has become the latest company to announce a rollback of diversity initiatives. In a statement yesterday, Target said it was ending its 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. The retailer also announced it was going to stop participating in all external diversity-focused surveys. The decision also follows President Trump's executive order that placed federal employees in DEI programs on leave. Amazon, Meta, and Walmart are some of the other companies that have also announced changes to or an end of their respective DEI programs. Now to Costco's DEI programs. Costco shareholders voted down an investor proposal that urged management to investigate the business risk of its diversity initiatives. According to Costco, an overwhelming 98% of shareholders voted against the proposal. It involved the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, which Costco leaders say are important so all employees feel included and valued. Trump said his administration will investigate corporations that don't fall in line. And if you have to spend money to make money, Meta should be rolling in it soon. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said his company plans to spend up to $65 billion this year. But where's all that money going? Meta says to mainly expand massive data centers needed to power its artificial intelligence. Meta is betting big on AI to power algorithms across its products like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Staying in money, but now to your money. The start of tax filing season is just a few days away, and the IRS will begin accepting 2020-24 federal tax returns on Monday. The deadline to file will be April 15th, and the agency's direct file program will also be open in 25 states. It allows eligible tax filers to file their taxes directly with the IRS for free. We now take a live look into Salisbury, and after the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we have a final check on your forecast.
The Polar Bear Plunge, benefiting Special Olympics Delaware, is one of the first state's coldest and most beloved traditions. This year, you have 2 exciting ways to take part. Plunge in person in Rehoboth Beach on Sunday, February 2nd, or create your own virtual plunge. Anytime, anywhere, and as cold or not as you want. It's not about how you plunge, it's about why. Support thousands of Special Olympics Delaware athletes. Register now at plungede.org.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-455-0217. That's 1-800-455-0217 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-455-0217 now.
This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. You can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan lights with deep socket extender is yours for $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off.
Get cool fast with Socket Fan.
The annual Gasparilla Pirate Festival kicked off today in Tampa with several boats heading to the Tampa Convention Center. The invasion will be followed by a 4.5-mile pirate parade, nearly 140 floats, marching bands, and crews all gathered. And the Gasparilla Pirate Festival is inspired by the mythical pirate Jose Gaspar, who supposedly terrorized the Gulf Coast in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. And I was actually there last year, and if you ever get the chance to go, it's a great time. I would definitely recommend it. Get ready for the Lewis Polar Bear Plunge benefiting Special Olympics Delaware on Sunday, February 2nd at 1 p.m. And even though it's in the Lewis Plunge, it will happen at Rehoboth Beach. What you see on your screen now is a past plunge and 5K. This year marks the 34th plunge, which has raised over $17 million for athletes with intellectual disabilities since it started in 1992. The event includes a weekend full of fun activities like a 5K run on Saturday, sand sculpting, and the big plunge happening Sunday. And our very own Matt Pensick will be the MC for the 5K. Tomorrow is the day, the I-95 battle between the Washington Commanders. Can the rookie and the Philadelphia Eagles, can the rookie Jaden Daniels walk into South Philly and continue the Commanders' unlikely run? Or will Saquon Barkley carry the Eagles to the Super Bowl? We will find out the answers to those questions tomorrow on our sister station, Fox 21. Catch that at 3 p.m. And the final game of championship weekend, the Buffalo Bills heading into Arrowhead to face the back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Can Josh Allen finally get over the hump and slay the dragon that is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? That's right after our news at 6 tomorrow on our sister station, WBOC, at 6:30. The time is now 11:28, and we bring in our meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, and we look into Ocean City. And Chris, the Eagles have everything on the line tomorrow. I know we'll be tuned in the studio.
Oh, yeah. Be watching close. It's going to be a good one. The good news is, good news or bad news if you like the snow. You're not going to have any snow to deal with like we had last week. Remember that game? That game was an epic game. But we're going to be dry tomorrow, cloudy, but milder. We're going to see temperatures in the mid-upper 40s, so hopefully the Eagles take care of business. Well, let's take a look. We are racing along here, almost ending the month of January, 8 days away from Groundhog Day, 20 Valentine's Day, 23 away from President's Day. We're at 33 in Dover. Dry night. We'll see some cloud cover roll in, so temperatures aren't going to bottom out like what we had last night, where we got into the lower to mid-teens. Well, if you are one of the lucky ones, heading to the game tomorrow in South Philly, Commanders and Eagles, kickoff time, 3 o'clock. We'll have temperature 40 degrees, west wind at about 13 miles an hour. Halftime, we're at 38. And as we head home, post-game, 36 degrees. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk, Brandon, at the end of the game after an Eagles win. And that game can be seen over there on Fox 21. You get your forecast anytime by dialing our First Alert weather phone. Now, your Paul Davis 10-day shows 47 on Mondays, so we'll have seasonable temperatures here over the next few days. Now, by Tuesday, we're up to 50. 58 on Wednesday, a nice January thaw here. Now, it's going to be a short-lived thaw because we do have a front rolling in Wednesday through Thursday. Could see a brief shower. I think most of the area will be rain or snow-free. And then there you see that little brief spell of winter-like temperatures, 37, 39. Even that is short-lived because look at this, 45 by Saturday with a chance of rain. That will be rain. And look at this, by next Sunday, 56, 60 degrees by next Monday as we usher in their Groundhog Day on Sunday. But yeah, next Monday could be 60 degrees.
How about that? 60, and maybe we'll be at an Eagles bye week before the Super Bowl, Chris. We'll see. Thank you for tuning in to Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.